and have yourself.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day out there. I'd like to thank you for joining us for the spreadsheet presentation. And good to have everyone: Ray, John, Dwayne, Curtis, Kim, Steve, Chris, uh, and Cora. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Art, Joe, Ken, Keith, Chris. There's Melanie, Vin, and Eric, and John, and Tony, my friend. Tony, good to see you here today. Hope you all having a wonderful day. Getting ready for the week of Christmas. It's very, very exciting. And just want to share with you this spreadsheet. So while we have people still joining and getting in the room, I just wanted to spend a few minutes just introducing myself. My name is Bobby Gaines. You can call me Bobby. You can call me Sweet Bobby. You can call me a lot of things. As we're presenting to you today, I am in my boxer shorts. I like to wear my underwear in the house and even outside. So that may be too much information for you. Anyone here also wearing underwear while we're doing the presentation? Do not be ashamed at all. So good to have you here. Again, I go by Sweet Bobby a lot online. If you Google my name, you'll find a lot of information, a lot of hateful information by a lot of goofy folks out there as well. And I love all of it. But let's tell you a little bit about me before we get started, and what trading has been all about and what we're doing. But I think you're going to enjoy the presentation today as we talk about the spreadsheet. So first of all, a little bit about me and my background. I got my bachelor's degree from Jacksonville State University in the beautiful foothills of Jacksonville, Alabama. Got my degree, undergraduate degree in finance and economics back in 1991, which was a long time ago. And one of the things that we were doing while we were going through an entire finance curriculum, we probably spent maybe an hour or two on derivatives trading and options and futures. We didn't really cover it. We covered stock investing, buying stocks, buying indexes, doing things of that nature, ETFs, but we really didn't cover anything about options. And to tell you that I received a bachelor's degree, I had great instruction, but I dare say none of my professors ever made a serious trade in their entire life. And those of you who have finance backgrounds, you probably realize the same thing. You've gone through a finance program, you realize that a lot of these people teach, but they do not do. So they can tell you all about portfolio management, but until you've actually ran a portfolio, you have no idea of what you're doing about, or you've actually hit the button to make a trade. So then I met the love of my life, Sweet Beth, you can call her. And Beth and I have been happily married now for 17 years. We just celebrated our 21st wedding anniversary. Give you a second. That's kind of a joke, may have fallen on deaf ears, but no, we've been happily married for over 21 years now. So what do? When you get married? Well, you have kids. So what did we do? We adopted five. My oldest, Abby, 16, she was adopted from Guatemala. And it was interesting. We got her when she was 9 months old. That was our labor going through the process of adopting internationally from Guatemala. She's 16 now. And then Beth and I decided we would become foster parents, and we have fostered 16 kids. Amazingly, when you become a foster parent, some of those kids don't go home. They need a forever home. So we had room in our heart. So we made a little room in our home, as crowded as we were. Oh, and there's my mama too. If you're seeing this right here, there's my mama, along with the Sweet Gaines family. So there we are. Devin came to us when he was a little joker, about maybe a year and a half old, and he's fully a Gaines now. Joe Baby came to us when he was a couple months old. Little Red, she came when she was like 4 days old, 3 or 4 days old. And the little one there I call her little fat baby or Lily. She came to us when she's about a couple months old as well. So all been officially adopted and are part of our family, and we have a beautiful family. So when you have so many kids, what do? Well, you go out and buy a sports car, right? No, 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 no. So Sweet Bobby had to go out and buy a prison van to transport all the kids. And then, because we had such a small house and we had to turn the dining room into one of the kids' bedrooms, we had to look for space and we had to buy a bigger house. So that's our little farmhouse built in 1860. Our first house was built in 1912, and that was the year that the Titanic went down. And Beth and I swore we'd never buy another old house. So we didn't. We bought a much older house built in 1860. So we got a little farm. And the house kind of turned into a zoo. And yes, if you've never locked your kids in cages with the dog, I suggest trying it sometimes. It is really helpful. No, they enjoy being in the cage occasionally. There's JoJo climbing a tree. And the picture on the right there shows all of their little attitudes. So glad you can say that. Let me look at the chat, just make sure everything is going. Oh, thank you, Greg. Thanks for the kind words about the sports car. So everybody's hearing the audio okay? Just making sure you're seeing the video okay? All right, so let's continue as we allow other people to come into the room now. And we'll just go a couple more minutes into a little bit about me. So when you live on a small farm, you add a few animals. The dog on the left, I call that Ledbetter dog. I bought him from a person whose last name is Ledbetter. We got two of them. Never buy a dog from a person named Ledbetter. I'll just tell you, there's something about it. No, I love them to pieces. Then we bought some high dollar chickens from Greenfire Farms in Florida. If you want some black copper Morans, and people laughed at me for paying so much for these chickens, but they're really beautiful. And then there's our goat. Never bought a goat before, but someone actually sold us that goat for $250. We wondered what was wrong with him. Well, he came with a limp, and they didn't tell us how bad it was. But guess what? He got better. And not only that, he's been able to father a few animals as well. So that's kind of been cool. So when you get animals, what do? You get a few more animals. So we got more chickens. And of course, the little cat that I found on the farm, his name is Boo. Found him on Halloween, hiding out in the barn. And that is the meanest dang cat that you've ever seen. And he claws me and just hurts me so many times. And then when you get animals, your animals start having animals. So now we've got baby goats that were born earlier this month. There's those two right there. I saw someone stole them, and I was going on a rant on Facebook, but they were hiding in a log. So apparently from the day that a goat is born, they try to find ways to die each and every day. So including these two little right there, that is Cash and Darla. And then earlier this week, we just found out that our chickens laid their first eggs, and we're very excited about that. So it's pretty much 24/7 chaos here on the farm. The kids, I try to make them work. They don't want to work. Fat baby there is drinking a Coke on the swing, and Little Red having a good time at the fence. So then I decided that it was time to work on my master's degree. I do not recommend that you wait so long to do that. So I started on that in 2015, got my master's degree in personal financial planning and counseling from the University of Alabama, Roll Tide. And very happy about that. And it was a wonderful experience having children, and having some of my children, we didn't take all of them because some of them were out of control, but having my children attend my graduation. So we were very excited about that. So after I got finished with my master's degree in 2017, I said, let's keep going. And maybe I can have all my kids keep coming to graduation. So I started my PhD program in 2017. Hey, who did Roll Tide there? Lori, there you go, girl. You know it. So I'm about to enter my final semester of my PhD at the University of the Cumberlands. I like that on the left that you see there. Lack of brains hinders research. That's what a lot of research is nowadays. But the research that I'm doing, my PhD is in strategic management from University of the Cumberlands in the wonderful town of Williamsburg, Kentucky. I'm doing my dissertation on a black swan hedge and how to design a portfolio to generate profits during a market correction. And interestingly enough, I was able to put a hedge in place in January of 2018 that paid off astronomically during the COVID panic that happened in February and March. And the portfolio was up 208% in February and March. It was an amazing time. So when a lot of people were scared to death about the market going down, I had positioned myself in a way to profit from that downturn. Matter of fact, a lot of you out there are beginning traders. Maybe some of you have never made a trade in your life, and that's perfectly fine. If you have an internet connection and you have a cell phone, then you should be able to place trades. I was at my podiatrist's office when this was going on, and I said, Doc, hold on a second. You won't believe this. And I told him the story about the portfolio being up so high. And I was actually closing my profitable trades while I was on his little examining table. So if you've got a cell phone and you've got a internet connection, then you are ready to go. I've also served 27 years with the Federal Judiciary. I started when I was at Jacksonville State University in a internship with the federal government. They liked me so much that they gave me a part-time job while I was in college. I was cool because everyone else was working at McDonald's. I had a federal job with full benefits, doing the whole 9 yards, and I have gladly served the federal government for 27 years. And don't hold that against Justice Thomas. Now, we talked about Alabama a while ago. Why is Justice Thomas, Clarence Thomas, why is he smiling as I'm there with him? Well, he likes to make Alabama jokes. He particularly likes to make Alabama football jokes. And after his presentation, I went up to him and told him that my sister went to Auburn University, which she did. And it was so bad that she actually turned out to be a drug dealer. And he looked at me kind of, really? You know, like I was telling him my sister was a drug dealer. I said, yes, she turned out to be a pharmacist. So he got a big laugh out of that. So she's a pharmacist from Auburn University. I'm sure a lot more drug dealers have come out of that school as well. Oh, now this is the cool part. And this has something to do with the spreadsheet. So as we go through this, just want to let you know that I lost a toe earlier this year. I was eat up with the diabetes, and apparently you get something on your foot. Next thing you know, you get an infection. Next thing you know, they cut off your toe. And that has been quite the process of doing that. If you watch The Office, I didn't know this, but actually Creed from The Office actually has 9 toes as well. Not in real life, but we were watching it the other day, and he said, I have 9 toes, and wanted to show everybody. And of course, they denied. But I showed you that now I do have a gap, which is kind of like an Alabama field goal kicker because we rarely make field goals. So there's a gap there. But don't let my 9 toes scare you. I can still bust some moves. Love to dance, love to move. There is a, I know I probably should have shared this photo, but that is our county sheriff here in Carroll County. And we were in a dance competition for charity a couple years ago, and had a great time with that. All right, now let's get started trading to Ballroom County, West Coast swing. Yeah, I mean, I can do all that, but especially hip hop is my main dance of choice. So how did I get started trading? Now, y'all, we've got folks in this room undoubtedly who come from all aspects of life. We've got some of my personal friends on my Facebook page who I've gone to school with. We got people who I know personally, and I'll just tell you my journey getting started trading. We cut the cord on cable a few years ago. Cable was so expensive, and everyone was going to streaming, so we bought a Roku box. Now I was installing a Roku box one day, and I was checking out some of the free channels that they had. There was a channel called Tasty Trade, and these two jokers, Tony Batista and Tom Sosnoff, were on there, and I go, oh my gosh, who are these? Look at them. I mean, who wears a hat like that nowadays? And Come to find out that Tom Sosnoff is the guy that came up with Think or Swim, that was ultimately bought by TD Ameritrade and now has been bought by Scottrade. He's the real deal. Dude's been trading, almost 40 years. He came up with the brokerage. He and Scott Sheridan, I think they sold that for $640 million, may have been more than that. So Tom is the real deal, even though he kind of looks like a clown, but don't tell him that. All right, there's Sweet Bobby with Tom Sosnoff. I'm the good looking one. I'm the one on the left. And, Tom, he's all right. But those guys got me engaged in options trading. And that's when I became obsessed with trading and with options. And I'm sure a lot of you have a similar path as mine. Then you started watching this video interview that they did with a lady by the name of Karen, the Supertrader. Oh my gosh. Gal was a CFO of a small corporation. She pays $20,000 to go to some trading classes with Invest Tools. And next thing you know, Mama is making millions and millions of dollars trading. And there are several interviews of hers that you can find on YouTube. And I was like, wow, amazing what this woman has done just selling options. And it's an amazing, amazing story. And Karen was quite an inspiration for me. She's probably quite an inspiration for many of you getting into options trading. So I do suggest that you go out there and study Karen. We joined I was one of the initial members of a Yahoo group. Some of you may actually have been in there, a very active group where we actually studied Karen and we studied her trading methods and what we knew of them for maybe 4 or 5 years. We tested some of the brightest minds in trading were in that group. I was on the low level, okay? I was just glad to be a part, but these guys were very, very intelligent. And at the end of the day, we all came up with ways that we traded. No one had one consensus, but we all came up with, it was a great study, great discussion of how Karen made all of these monies. Then lo and behold, as is often the case in trading, what happens? Oh no, Karen the Supertrader, was she a scam? She lost $50 million. Did she not lose it? SEC investigation. And I got to tell you, I was devastated. I defended Karen to the hilt. I still love Karen, but it appears that, according to the SEC, that she did not correctly report some losses that she had and she was rolling them. I don't know the whole story, but Tasty Trade still has some affiliation with Karen the Supertrader. But whatever she did was apparently so that she would still collect fees from her fund. I don't know. But can you imagine you wake up one day and one of the people that got you interested in trading, you find out, well, there's some problems. So what ultimately became of it? Karen had to pay a very hefty fine to the Securities and Exchange Commission, and she is no longer allowed to manage money. And this old gal, you can say what you want, but she was managing near $300 million at one point, over $100 million of which were profits. All right, so I had some success. Seemed like I could, if the market crashed, I was good. I could make a 208% return. So what do you do when you think you know something? Well, you start your own fund, and that's what I did. We got in touch with Mr. Green. If you ever notice about trading and taxes and things of that nature, there's a website out there. Mr. Green has greentradertax.com, and we set up a consultation with him and said, hey, we did really well. We want to set up our own investment fund. He referred us to a big city lawyer, which is far away from where I am out on the farm. So we hired a lawyer and a couple friends of mine. We have now started our own investment fund. And don't think that's a glamorous thing. Anybody can do it. All you got to do is hire you an attorney. Next thing you know, you'll have a Delaware limited partnership and you'll have a LLC and you'll be running your own fund. So don't be impressed by that. I just wanted to tell you that, hey, we thought, hey, we did well. We've done well with trading. Let's start our own fund. So a couple friends of ours have done that and put that together, which finally brings us to the spreadsheet and the reason that you are here today. You remember I showed you the picture of my toe? I was in the hospital in March when COVID was hitting, and I was like, nurses would not come by while I was, had my toe off, and they would have daily meetings about COVID. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm not getting out of this hospital. So what would I do? How would my wife and kids carry on and actually make trades once I'm gone to kind of keep the tradition going, keep the income coming in? What would they do? So I actually came up with a spreadsheet, and this page, which is the front page of the spreadsheet, may be something that you do not actually use, but I designed this so that my wife would know what to do when she opened it up every day. So first of all, it would tell you the date. It would say, hey, do you need to make an adjustment to your buying power? If you don't know what buying power is, don't worry. But it tells her, no, you're fine. Well, if you needed to make a change, what do you do? Well, since it says no, you don't need to do anything. All right, now, will you be selling options premium today? For those of you who are new to trading, that simply means we sell options. That's what a lot of us do. We don't buy options, we sell options in the market, and we receive premium, much as an insurance company does when they sell a policy. They receive income from that. It actually told my wife what to sell, and it would actually say, hey, sell this at 10:30 a.m., sell something at 12:30 a.m., sell something at 2:30 p.m. So with that, let's get into the spreadsheet. And this is under the action tab. Just want to let you see that. What it does here, go in, it would tell her to sell options at what expiration? Well, it even tells her that. So based on our research and Tasty Trade research, I like to sell something around 60 days most of the time, anywhere from 30 to 60 days. It would tell her the expiration to look at. It would even say, hey, where is that expiration? Well, you're going to be looking at the options chain for options that are expiring in on February 20th of 2021. Check this out. What probability of being in the money should you sell? This is delta. A lot of you who are new, Tony, my friend, don't let this be over your head. This is stuff we can all explain later, but I just want to give you the gist of this. It says, hey, sell 15%, 15 delta calls and puts, and it would even say, am I finished for the day? So today is Tuesday, and I've left some sample trades in the spreadsheet so that you guys can follow along and kind of see how those go. It would say that, hey, I need to sell $791 of premium by Tuesday of this week. And based on this, it would say, hey, your day is complete. You have sold for the week. You sold $395 on Monday, $396 on Tuesday. You've now sold premium of $791. Your day is complete. So she would know when to stop. If she needs to make adjustments, well, it says that she doesn't, but if she did, it would even tell her which strikes she needs to close, at what expiration of any options that she has open that she needs to close, and it would say what your current profit is on there. Now, you may not use this screen, that's fine, but what I want to do is take you to the main screen. Down here at the bottom is called Weekly Premium. And if you don't have the spreadsheet, you follow along here. This is available for all of you for free. Just go to sweetbobby.com. At the top, it'll say Sweet Bobby Spreadsheet. Go in there and open that booger up, and that is yours. It's an Excel spreadsheet. If you don't have Excel, you can download it, and you can upload it to something like Google Sheets, and you can be able to access the spreadsheet there if you don't have Excel. So no reason that any of you shouldn't be able to use this. So let's go to the tab at the bottom that's called Weekly Premium. And this is the coolest thing on the planet, because how much do you sell? You open up every morning and you go, oh my gosh, I have no idea what to do. So in this portfolio, current net lick is $51,000. How does the spreadsheet know that your net lick or your account value, your account balance is $51,000? Well, you're going to input that on a tab at the bottom called net lick. Each day, go in 12/18, your account will say was worth $50,000. Go in on 12/19, put in what your net lick is or your account value is at the end of the day. $51,000. It'll tell you what your running profit is. It'll keep up with all of that. So then the spreadsheet is smart enough to know to pull that into this sheet here. So current net lick, it knows that it's $51,000. Now here's the cool part. And I've based all of this on Tasty Trade research, which shows if you sell an option for $1 and you receive $100 for that option because there's a multiplier of 100. So you get $1 times 100 shares, you bring in $100. Over time, you should expect to keep 25% of that option. So I've placed here, what is your expected retention of theta? Again, some of you who are new, and I know you're out there, you're like, what is theta? Is that a Greek fraternity in college? Well, yeah, a lot of them use theta. But just keep in mind that all of this is saying is if I sell $100 of something, I will keep $25 of it. So you can change that based on your own performance, or you can keep it at the historical average. I found that over time, it'll be higher, it'll be less. You may do better, you may do worse, but over time it will be 25%. So what is your desired yearly return? How much money do you want to make in your trading account? So I wouldn't go here and go, hey, I want to make 400% this month or this year. You're taking on too much risk. I would say probably don't go higher than 50% here. But let's say that your target is to make 50% on your account. Then the spreadsheet tells you what your desired profit would be. So 50% of your 51,000 account would be you having profits of $25,500 over the year. And the little booger even shoots out and tells you how much options premium you need to sell over the course of the next 52 weeks. So if you want a 50% return from this date, from December the 22nd, then you, over the next 52 weeks, need to sell options premium of $102,000. So say, for example, when you're selling an option, often use apples to explain this to people. So you're selling apples actually that you don't own, okay? But you're selling them to people. And at some point, you're going to have to buy that apple back. And when you buy the apple back, you hope that the apple has decayed so that it doesn't have value as much as what you sold it for. So if I sell you an apple for $1, I want that apple to decay because at the end of time, it's going to be worth $0 and I don't have to buy it back and I get to keep my $1. Or let's say your apple rots 50%. So now I'm going to pay you 50 cents on that $1 and I get to keep 50 cents. Okay, that's all options are. We're selling something, and at some point that option is either going to expire worthless or you're going to have to buy it back, hopefully at a lower price than what you sold it for. So then the spreadsheet goes on and says, hey, you got to sell 102,000 a month. A year. How much premium do I need to take in every month? Well, based on everything that we have here, you got to bring in $8,500 a month in premium. That's how much you could sell. Then it goes on to say, how much premium should I sell in a week? You got to sell almost $2,000 a week to keep yourself on track. And then your daily amount to be sold is $395 a day. So then over on the right, Hope you guys can see that. Let me scoot over a bit. On Monday, how much should you sell? $3.95. Tuesday, you should be at $7.91. If you are, it'll say day complete. Go to the golf course, go sit out and watch the goats, whatever you want to do. Enjoy yourself. Wednesday, you should be at this level. Thursday, you should be at this. And again, Friday. By the end of the week, you should have sold $1,977 in apples or in options premium. Now, we got a question here. Can you tie the yearly premium to be sold to max risk based on account size also? For example, 1%, 2%, et cetera. Yeah, you can do that, but what I'll do is show you how we manage risk in the account. I am a big believer in monitoring the Greeks in an account. For those of you that knew, it's Greek to you. I understand. But it would behoove all of us as traders, I believe, who sell options premium to become familiar with Delta, with Theta, with Vega, and to a lesser degree, Gamma. And we monitor all of that within the spreadsheet. And I'll show you how we manage risk on that a little bit sooner. So it'll keep up with the amount of options that you have sold per week. So say in this hypothetical account, from 9/7 to 9/13, you sold $1,278. You did not meet your target of 1977. You only sold 65% of what you should have sold. How much remaining premium did you have that you didn't sell? And then what was your profit or loss on your actual closed trades during the time? So during that week, you closed trades and you had profits of $356.15. Based on the profits that you captured and your premium that you sold, what was your premium capture rate? In other words, if you sold $1, we expect to keep 25% of it right there. In this week, you actually did better than 25%. You did 27.86. And go through this and it tallies your overall premium capture. You are underperforming what the average is based on this hypothetical account. What is your premium capture on closed trades? This is basically overall premium capture. On the closed trades, it calculates what that is. We expect that to be 25% over a large number of occurrences. What is your projected profits in your account over the next year based on this capture rate of 13%? So in this account, based on the trades that are in here, you would expect to have profit over the next 52 weeks of $13,000. What's your projected yearly return? What's your projected weekly profit at that current capture rate? How much premium have you sold? And how much premium selling profits have you generated this year on your actual closed trades? So it's an amazing piece of software. And guys, I don't know anything about Excel, to be honest with you. I have worked on this spreadsheet for 8 years, and it is a work in progress. And I'll tell you now, it's not complete. And I will constantly update. And there are some loose ends even on this sheet as I have presented it to you. But in its current form, it is going to be an invaluable tool for you on a daily basis. What should I do? I don't know what to trade. How do I do? How much premium do I sell? So it's really, really cool. So let's go down. And we are now in the week of 12/21 to 12/27, right? That's where we are. And why don't we make an actual trade if everybody's got time? Let's go in and make an actual trade and enter it into the spreadsheet and see how this works. So let's just open up. What's the market doing today, by the way? Let's go in. Let me pull up my Thinkorswim. And let's make an actual trade. Here we go. All right, let's open an account here. And let's go into the trade tab. And you see we've got a couple of positions there. the micro ES, which is and I'm so glad that they've got micros there. A lot of you are saying that you don't know what to sell, you don't have a big account, you don't know what to do. I like to trade mini S&P 500, the ES, got a lot of trades in there, but I like doing minor adjustments to my Greeks by selling small options in the micro ES. Now, here's the cool thing, guys. What's this? Let's go back to the spreadsheet. And I go to the micros tab. Everyone see the micros tab? That's what we're about to sell. So I click on the micros tab, and green means good. Green means those trades have been closed profitably. Red means bad. Red means that trade is a loser. And I say it's bad, but it shouldn't be bad because losers are part of it. We are, yes, exactly, Melanie. Losses are part of trading. It's part of what we do. You can't have the winners unless you have the losers, and you got to put the probabilities, you got to put the odds in your favor. So what's this? This is very cool. Change it up however you want to, but what we're going to do now, let me go back and show you one thing. Check this out. We have not sold any premium here. See this? Total premium sold. We have done absolutely positively nothing here. So let's go to the micros, and what XYZ, what stock are we selling, or what options are we selling? Where we're going to sell the micro ES. How many contracts are we going to sell? Well, I'm going to enter one. Check this out. I think it's amazing. What it does is it pulls up the IV percentile of SPY, which is highly correlated. It's almost the same thing as the micro E-mini. It's almost the same thing as the bigger E-mini. And it tells us what that percentile is. And I pull that from TOS. So if you don't have Thinkorswim, then it may not pull this for you. You've got to make sure with your broker, it may be something that you need to do, but you can have a free account at TOS and still get this information. TOS is Thinkorswim. If you don't have money to open an account, you could open one up there for absolutely free, but I actually pull in the IV, and based on the implied volatility in that underlying, it recommends a delta for you to sell. Delta means it's a rough approximation for what is the probability that at expiration that option is going to be in the money, which is something we don't want it to be. We want it to be out of the money so we can keep the entire premium. But it says to sell a 15 delta option based on implied volatility. As implied volatility is higher, then the spreadsheet may recommend 20 delta, 25 delta, or it may even recommend a 30 delta. Now, I will say this, based on what I do in my trading, I do not sell deltas that are higher than 30% probability of being in the money. So that typically I'll take the recommendation. So let's go back to the options chain in MES and let's make a trade. All right. So you open the option trade, you've got this in here, you've got an options chain. Where do you sell? What expiration do you sell? Well, what did the spreadsheet tell you? You remember, I created for Beth an action plan. It said, what expiration should I sell? Where's it at? There it is. Beth, go in 3 times today and sell you an MES. What expiration am I going to sell? I'm going to sell 59 days to expiration. Very good. Yeah, February 21st. So I go here. February of 21, this is the days to expiration. So let's sell one. We open the options chain. We go down. Now, delta. Remember we were talking earlier about delta? Here's delta, right? And then over to the side is probability of being in the money. So we got 2 things here. These are, apologize for my dog in the background. That's Sadie Mae. And my kids in the background, they're like little animals too. The delta of an option and the probability of being in the money are roughly the same, okay? So you'll see delta here is 4, 0.04. We call that a 4 delta, and the probability of that option at some point before expiration being in the money is 5.95%. Which one do I normally go by? Some people will go solely based on delta. They won't have probability of being in the money. I usually prefer probability of being in the money. So we're going to find one that is at a 15 delta, or 15% probability of being in the money. So there she is. We've easily found that option, and it's right here. Let's see if I can draw it for you just to make sure you see 15.18%. So any of these in this area would be the option that we can sell. If you're going strictly by delta, well, there's only one that's a 15 delta, but it's actually a 17.78% probability of being in the money at expiration. So you can go delta, or you can go probability of being in the money. I normally do probability of being in the money. So let's go and let's sell that one. So if you've never sold an option before, no problem with that. You got a bid and you've got an ask. And so let's put in here, and you'll see it shows a little sell button under the cursor there. So let's click on that. And it says that the 3210 put, we're selling a put, is going for $29.75, and it's got a mid price of $30. Are y'all greedy like me? I'll always go up to the mid price. We call this price discovery. If I'm going to sell something, I would rather get $30 than $29.75 on it. So when I hit confirm and send, check this out. It'll show you you're getting a credit of $150 minus the commissions and minus the fees. So you're bringing in $148.53. Let's send that puppy, and let's see if we get filled. There's nothing better than watching an option get filled. Let's replace, cancel, replace. We didn't get filled so far, so let's bring it down to the $29.75. Going fishing for price, that's it. I always do. Price discovery. Let's see if we get filled on that. So we change that up. Boom, go. Check it out, y'all. We got filled. We brought in, what was it, $150. Now, here's the cool part. Check this out. After you sell it, it shows you that you've got a short position here, okay? I want you to go on that line. I want you to right click, and I want you to copy. Okay? We sold it for $29.75. Just copy that. Let's go back to our spreadsheet, because this is cool. Try and get back to my spreadsheet. Open up spreadsheet. Here we go. Not responding. It is a behemoth. It's got a lot of stuff on it. So let's go in and let's go to the macros tab, which is what we just traded. We sold the, okay, right here where it says option name. Check this out. I copied that. You're just going to paste that there, which is the option name. We sold the 210 put. That's what it says. So I'll put that in there. I sold the 3210 put. Okay, put that option in. What strategy did we utilize? Well, that's a short put, and there's different kinds of strategy. What was the actual delta that we sold? We sold a 15 delta. Okay. What was the days to expiration? It was 59. We entered the trade on 12/22/20. All right, so then it's going to keep up for you the number of days that you're in the trade, the days left in the trade, and we sold that for $29.75. So put that price in, and it now is going to show you, hey, here's your credit. I brought in 147.28. If you remember that, that's exactly what we brought in. Now, your commission structure may be different than mine. That's no problem at all. You can go to the variables page and you can put your commission rates in where mine are, and it will pull that in and automatically calculate that for you as well. It'll also because you have placed this in here, you've copied that from Toss, it actually reads what the current price is of that option. If you were to close it now, it would cost you $151.47. Right now, we have lost $4.19 on our trade if we were to close it now. Then it gives you a couple of things. Guys, I love Tasty Trade and their market measure segments. If you want great education, go to Tasty Trade and look at all of their market measure segments. They're fascinating, and the research that they do. 80% of them are fluff. Don't tell Tom Sosnoff I said that. 80% of the stuff that you see on Tasty Trade is fluff and stuff that you don't need. But y'all, there is 20% that is pure dang gold. And if you'll pull that out, you'll do well selling options premium. So it tells us that the optimal management based on several criteria, and I'll try to move this along and tell us, no, it doesn't care. The spreadsheet doesn't care if you're using a cash account or a margin account. It'll tell you various guides. So if you want to go ahead and do a good till cancel order to close that, if you wanted to close it at a 30% profit, set your order to close at 2083. If you want to do it at 40%, do it there. Now, here's the great thing. It'll tell you what your current profit percentage is on that trade. So right now we're down 3%. Nobody panic. That's normally what happens on a new trade. And here's the cool stuff. It will keep up with the price of the options for you, and it will occasionally pop up a close. It'll say, hey, you need to close it. Why? Because we manage trades at 21 days. So there's a 21-day close. There's a Tasty Trade optimum close. There's an optimal management close. There's a 50% close. You can use any or all of these to manage your trades. Just be consistent with it. But check it out. Then you can put in when you exit the trade. It'll calculate the number of days you were in the trade. It'll calculate what the closing debit was, the days held. It will automatically figure out your profit and loss. Then tell it what kind of note here, what kind of closing did I utilize? A lot of times I'll be 50%, or I closed it at 21 days. I closed it at a 2x loss or other. And it will, I'm not sure why this is showing this here. I'll have to go in and fix something. But it'll show you what your year-to-date profit and loss is, your projected return this year, and your projected profits this year. And the cool thing is it keeps up with all of this. Notice, a while ago we came to this site and it said we had not done anything for this particular week. But now, miraculously, it says that we have sold $147. We are at 7.45% of meeting our weekly 1977 goal. You've got premium remaining to sell this week of $1,828. When you close that trade, it will automatically populate the profit and loss during this week and come up with your premium casher. How cool is that? It does all that for you. On the Actions tab, how does it know what expiration to sell? It's kind of cool. Let me show you back at the very end here. There's something that you don't need to mess with at all. And again, if you find bugs in something and you say, hey, Bobby, it's not working. I've noticed, for example, the spreadsheet that you guys downloaded from sweetbobby.com, it shows currently that you should be selling a -4 expiration. And I looked at that and I go, that's not right. That's not what's showing on my particular spreadsheet. Well, it's because I had not updated something, but I'll give you the current version. I'm always going to keep the current version on there. So you'll get everything that I have. So I've created a decisions page. I would suggest you hide this tab down at the bottom. Don't make any changes here. This took me ungodly amounts of hours to come up with, to figure out how to do all of this and how to make those recommendations. But remember, again, on the Actions tab, it is using information here to recommend a days to expiration, a delta, and all sorts of information. And let's see if I can find that for a second, since you asked about it. How does it know which days to expiration that we should be using? You know, I'll go through it. I mean, write those questions down. We'll find out exactly the answer. I wish I could tell you off the top of my head, but basically it says you need to sell an option between 60 days and 30 days. And it's, I think the way I programmed it was to always take the option that is closest to 60 days without going over. Okay. So that's how it makes that calculation. So I love 60 days to expiration, especially one of the best trades that I do, that I love to do, is I love trading commodities. Not sure how many of you do that. I trade gold. We'll trade crude oil, except you can't trade crude oil in Thinkorswim now. Did anyone know that? They got to shut down. You can't sell it. So some of the things that we're selling in, you know, we're selling the euro, we're selling bonds, we're selling notes, we're selling the British pound, we're selling gold, all of these things. So I love doing a 60-day to expiration options. And most of the time, instead of selling a strangle, I'll sell the sides separately, because that way it's easy for me to calculate the profit on those. If it's you know, saying it's, hey, you're at 99% profit on that particular trade, it is time to close it, dummy. You know, it's ready to go. So those are some of the things that we do. And even when you enter commodities, or you enter an equity trade, or you do a credit spread, you enter all of these, and it's going to go ahead. You're doing a 0 DTA trade. How many of you guys do that? Give me a little show of hands or something in the chat. Some of you do the SPX trade. You're doing that on a, you know, you're doing that on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can track those trades as well. Now, we'll say this on the 0 DTA. Yep, you're trialing that now, Greg. Awesome. Well, I've got you something here that's built out to manage that trade for you and to keep up with it. For example, now the only problem is because of the way Thinkorswim calculates the commission on this, I have not quite figured it out. On all these other tabs, it, for the most part, it'll figure out what your commissions are. I haven't quite figured it out on Thinkorswim yet. The SPX commissions are a little bit different. So I normally have to put in the actual credit that I'm receiving, or the debit that I'm paying for those particular trades. But check this out, Greg. I think you'll like this. Let's scroll over to the right on the 0 DTA. So when you sell premium here, guess what? It calculates it and it puts it into the weekly premium tab. That is part of your weekly premium that you're selling in order to achieve your 50% or your 40% or whatever number that you've put in. So let's go back to the 0 DTE trade. Check this out. It's going to keep up with how much money you've made on that particular trade. It's going to keep up with your win count, your win rate, your largest win, your average win, total credit, keeps up with your premium capture on that particular 0 DTE trade. So you can be able to keep up with all your trade metrics of the 0 DTE trade just right there. Cool, huh? And again, if you find bugs in it, you find something that you want to improve on it, make it yours. Make it yours. I will always try to keep an updated copy on sweetbobby.com so you guys can figure that out. Now, there's a couple, I'll go through this quickly. We're coming up almost on an hour, and I know you guys are busy, but what I also did is on the on the macros, I came up with a thing. I wanted to know what would happen if all of my positions went to crap. What if everything that I had in the macros went to crap? Because I trade a lot of macros. And I came up with this, which basically says, if all of my short positions simultaneously reach a 2x loss, how much money would I lose? And then I came up with, if all of my short put positions simultaneously reached a 2x loss, how much money would I lose? So I need to still tie in like all of these others, the credit spreads, the equities, the commodities, all that together to give you a more realistic picture on that of what all trades would do if your entire account went to pot. Then it keeps up with your realized returns. If you sold short puts, if you did micros, BSH, some of you may be trading Ron Bertino's Black Swan hedge. I've done that at times. Billy Baru, if you ever see that, you may think of Scott Rubel from Stratagem, what is this, Stratagem Trade, VIX Hedge, how much money you've made there, other trades, and then it'll keep up with your total profits. So it's really a pretty comprehensive spreadsheet. Let me mention this very quickly. It's a report card. So each day after you trade, you can go in and actually make a note. Oh my gosh, I listened to something that Sweet Bobby said. He's such an idiot. I can't believe I do that. I'll never listen to him again. And you can give yourself, you can report on how you did, just like being in school. It's very good to keep a little journal. You will see and hear things. I've got journals going back for a long, long time. And I was reading through some the other day, and it said, I hate crude oil. I will never trade crude oil again. And I guess I can't since Thinkorswim doesn't allow me to do that. Okay, but you can give yourself an F, you can give yourself an A+, and it will track your average. What are you? Well, right now you're trading at 98%. Black Swan hedge, which is a delightful trade if you're interested in hedging, but a lot of this is not going to make sense to you at this point. It'll keep up with hedges. It tells you what to do, how to do these hedging. Also, is anyone familiar with Options Alpha in the VIX trade? This is a wonderful hedge too that will actually tell you, hey, here's how much you should hedge your account. Here's how much you should allocate to hedging. And it basically gives you, I give you everything here you need to know about Option Alpha and Kirk's VIX hedge. It'll keep up with your net liquidation value, keeps up with your profits and loss, keeps up with your underlying performances, like how'd you do on ES, SPX, micros, how did you do on short calls, how'd you do on short puts, how'd you do on strangles, how'd you do on if you did a jade lizard. And I know a lot of this is great to so many of you. It'll keep up with how much buying power that you're using. It's amazing, y'all. It's just, there's more than I could possibly go through with you in the hour or so that we have. I do want to end on it with this though. I am a big believer in tracking every trade that you make. I am a big believer that you should go in and actually put your SPY weighted delta in here. It'll automatically calculate what that delta is. Let's just play with this for a second. Let's say right now that your deltas are -20 SPY weighted deltas, which means basically you're short 20 shares of SPY. Well, what is your SPX delta? If you want to do it by SPX, it says you're too short SPX. What's your theta for the day? Theta is a good word, y'all. We want that to be high, but not too high. So let's say that we have 169 in theta. What's your vega? We sell options. That's normally negative. So let's say we have a -604 in that. It will calculate various ratios for you. And you see the green is good. Go up here, you'll see a little note that I've put there. Hey, you want your theta between this and that. This is based on Tasty Trade Research. Hey, you want your TD ratio, theta to vega, to be this. You want your delta vega ratio to be this. Now check this out, y'all. This is the coolest little thing. How much buying power you use? Well, we're using, let's say we're using $20,000 of buying power out of $50,000 account. So it says here that you're using 40% of your buying power. It'll do several other calculations over here based on how you want to monitor this account. And I'm giving you so much information. Yeah, I apologize for it'll say, hey, dummy, Sweet Bobby, you need to adjust if you're trying to maintain what Tasty Trade says and keep your negative delta at half of your vega. It'll tell you, you need to be short more. You need to either be selling calls or buying puts or something to get short deltas, or if you're doing SPY beta weighted delta adjustment, you need to sell 282 deltas in SPYs If you're more trying to keep a delta neutral portfolio, it'll say, hey, you're fine. Forget what Tasty Trade's saying. Let's do more what Kurt, what's his name from Option Alpha is saying. And I've got notes on there as well. Guys, y'all got any questions about this at all? I know it's a lot to put on you. It's probably more than you guys will ever need. Feel free to delete what you can, use what you can, but it's an amazing piece of technology, even if I did come up with it. Okay, and it's yours absolutely free. Now, in this business, let's say, do you place exit trades right away, 40, 50%? Yes. And yes, this Zoom is being recorded. Thank you. It's a NASCAR spreadsheet, man. I like that. Did you mean it's nice or NASCAR? I kind of like NASCAR too. Listen, some of you never traded a day in your life. Some of you want to become traders. Some of you want to become better traders. I'm going to tell you this. I've been on this since 2012. It is the most challenging and difficult thing that I have ever done in my entire life. And I got 5 unruly kids. Okay. I want to tell you a few things or resources for you that I trust for you to get education. Okay. And that is very few. Who do I trust? Who would I recommend that you get your education from? Well, y'all, let me start with Tasty Trade. If it were not for Tasty Trade, I would not be here today. They got me engaged. And a lot of you still go to Tasty Trade. If you did not watch their segment, the Options Jive segment from yesterday, December the 21st, please go back because you will learn a lot from that one particular episode. What is the great thing about Tasty Trade? Y'all, it is free. Okay? You ain't got to pay anything for Tasty Trade education. It is wonderful and it is free. Very good segments. If you have to only watch 2 things a day, you don't have that much time, then watch the market measure segment. And they've got them all archived. Go back in there and watch every one of them. And also, I want you to watch Confirm and Send every day. And also, I'm going to say this, the greatest show that you will now watch that they're about to get rid of, but you need to watch every one of them, is Market Mindset with Baby Bat. I never thought I would say Baby Bat, who's been trading less than me, would be the most important segment for you to watch on Tasty Trade. But Mike Butler also does it with him. You need to watch that because they tell you how to adjust trades. Anybody, any monkey with a computer and an internet connection can make a trade. You saw me do it a while ago. I didn't look at anything, did I? I just made the trade. So check out Tasty Trade. Option Alpha. Good thing about Option Alpha, they do have paid content that you can pay to get options training and education. But I've never paid Kirk a dime. All the information, YouTube videos, they got some good things in there. And like I say, I'm actually running their VIX hedge now. And I'm very impressed with the back testing that I've done on that particular hedge. Now, if you want something else, you want to pay a little money to get a little education, I highly recommend Theo Trade. Holy mo, you can for $99 a month get every course that they offer. It's really incredible. There's something for everybody and probably too much that any of you would need. But if you want to get access and learn how to trade futures, they have a futures room. So you can get this entire Theo Trade with the futures room and everything for $298 a month. And I've subscribed for a lot of months. Sometimes I'll cancel, and I'll go, I don't have time this month. I'm doing other things. But that's a resource for you if you're looking for paid education. It's quality education. Don Kaufman and his group do a fantastic job. Now, this gentleman right here, this dude's name is Scott Stewart. Scott, you'll find him on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Scott Stewart Theta Trader. Dude's excellent. Let me tell you what he does. He trades the 0 DTE trade on SPX. He's fabulous. And if you get scared or you get nervous about your trades, you need to check this dude out. His room is really fabulous. He's got a Zoom. He's with you most of the day on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's a little costly though. And if you are just getting started, this is not where you need to be, because it'll be over your head to start with, but it's $250 a month. Y'all, I get nothing from these guys from recommending them. But if you're an experienced trader, you're doing the 0 DTE trade, you want something like that, I would check out his Zoom room, Discord room, whatever it is that Scott's got going on. And it's very good. It's money well spent if you are an experienced trader wanting to learn patience and trade management. And then my good friend, Tammy Chambliss. How many of y'all know Tammy? Is Tammy on here today? I was hoping she'd be in here. Let me tell you about Tammy. Tammy is the queen of the SPX 0 DTE trade. Yes, she is, Kim. Tammy is a wonderful person. She's giving. She will help you enormously. And she's helped me so very much with 0 DTE trades. She's such a giving lady. And they're working on something right now that's called PONG. PONG, which is an indicator that helps you to make a 0 DTE trade in SPX, which is phenomenal. And I don't want to announce anything about the pricing that Tammy has for her indicator or anything, but if you'll go to sweetbobby.com, you'll click on the tab that says who does Sweet Bobby trust, then it has a link to all of these guys, how you can find them and how you can start your options training. Okay. Now, a couple final notes and I'll cut y'all loose for the day because there's more trades to be made. I got to make some myself, as you hear my dog in the background. All right, guys, when you're in this business of trading, you need to always ask this, okay? Do you know Jack? How many of y'all know someone by the name of Jack? Anybody? I only know one person personally that I worked with in the government whose name was Jack. All right. And his last name was not this, but I will say this to you. Jack, let's write his last name down. I want to ask you this. Do any of you know Jack? Let's write his name here. I hope I can spell it. Let's see. As my kids are coming up, let's see. Where's my pen? Oh, here we go. Emma Grace. Do y'all know Jack? S-C-H-I-T-T. Ask yourself, as my children are around me now, do you know Jack? I'm not exactly sure how to say this name in front of my kids, but let's say Jack Scheidt. Do y'all know Jack Scheidt? No. Listen, y'all, there are a lot of people in this trading business, I'm doing this because my kids are around, who don't know Jack Scheidt when it comes to trading. And you should expect that everyone in this business is a charlatan and a scam artist, because I'm telling you, there are folks that don't know what they're doing. All right. Now, I want to tell you this though, because I've been a member of a lot of trading rooms, and I suggest that you guys, Beth's giving them the 1-2, get them down. Look at them. Look at them. Sweet Beth says something. She's going down. All right. Let me erase that. And I just want to say this. What I want to do for you guys is this. Trading is a lonely business. If you don't know what you're doing, or you do know what you're doing, it is a lonely business. You sit behind a screen all day long. You occasionally have your kids come up, whatever. It's a lonely, lonely business. I am an educator. I am about to be a professor of finance and love teaching. I would love to share with you about the spreadsheet, how to use it daily, how to make better decisions for you, okay? And what I want to do for you guys is I don't want to use this as a primary income for me, but at the same time, there's going to be expenses that I will incur for having Zoom meetings and things of that nature. How would you like to sit beside Sweet Bobby every day on Zoom, on Discord, us get together, and let's actually make trades together? Show you everything that I know, how to use this spreadsheet, how to become a better trader, how to become a better portfolio manager, and how to make money in this business. If you're interested in that, okay, I'm not giving you a sales pitch today. All I want you to do is just contact me, because I don't want to do it here. I really don't. I just want to make sure that you know that what I'm thinking about doing in the next year, starting in January, the first day, trading day of the year, there are about 22 per month, is to open a Zoom room, have you guys hop in there with me. I'm going to go through every day. We're going to draw charts. I'm going to draw, we're going to look at volume profile. We're going to look at market profile. I'm going to draw charts that show you where support and resistance are. I'm going to show you every day how I go into this market that is ready to take your money and how to make trades. If you are interested in that, check out sweetbobby.com. I've got a tab on there that says Trade with Bobby, and I would love for you to go in there and do it. Now, you can go to Tasty Trade. You can take 8 years to come up with what I've dug in and found out and developed the spreadsheet. That's fine. Be a grinder, grind it out. You can go to Option Alpha. You can grind it out there as well, or you can pay $99 to Theo Trade. You're going to get a wonderful education. If you're an experienced trader, you want the camaraderie of a room and being there with someone holding your hand, but you better know what you're doing when you get in there, what an iron condor is, what a strangle is, all of those things. And you're starting from that level, $250, you go into Scott's room and you'll be well taken care of. You're going to get with Tammy. And the only thing that Tammy Chambliss trades now is a 0 DTE trade. If that is your trade, let me tell you something. There's nobody on the planet better than Tammy to take you under her wing and teach you that. She'll tell you about the cost of her program. But if you like my teaching technique, if you think that you would like to be in a room with me daily on Zoom, I'm going to have some expenses setting all of that up, getting it all set up. I would love for you to be a part. We've got people on here that are my personal friends on Facebook that have been in my home, and I love each and every one of you, and I don't want to overcharge you, but I do need to cover my costs. So I'm thinking this: if you want to sign up with me and trade with me on a daily basis, my gosh, why don't we make it at something $9 a month with Sweet Bobby. I will take you daily under my arm. You will have all your questions answered. We will rip that spreadsheet apart. We will show you everything that's going on in there. Now, here's the deal. I don't want 100 people in there. We want to keep it small. We're a family. We're going to tackle this together. We're going to camaraderie. The camaraderie of us being together is going to be special. But here's what I'm doing. Merry Christmas to y'all. It's one of these things, but wait, y'all. How many of y'all are about to get your stimulus money of $600? A lot of us. It should have been more, right? So if you're getting your stimulus money, here's what I would say to you. How would you like to spend an entire year, an entire 365 days a year? Well, I will take weekends off with Sweet Bobby for $50 a month. If you sign up with me in my trading room, $50 a month, if you pay it 1 year in advance. That is $600. That is your stimulus check, and you will be a part of a wonderful family, my little goat and chicken raising and 5-kid family, and we will show you how to make money in the markets. Y'all, I am not going to push you to do it, because do it if you want, but I'll say this: only 25 people will get the $50 a month at $600 a year. And it's a wonderful, wonderful deal. Now, at this point, if you want it, you go to sweetbobby.com. I've got an email. You tell me, hey, Bobby, I am in. I am part of your trading group. Let's open the computer up every day. Let's draw the charts, find support and resistance, and let's make some money. All right, guys, that is it. Any questions whatsoever, I will take them here. Any questions? Thank you, Tony. I love you, buddy. Any questions whatsoever before we shut her off? Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. I really hope that you learned something, and that spreadsheet will be something that will help you undoubtedly in your trading career. How to connect with TOS. It's an RTD, and it's basically all you do is you open up TOS, and you open up the spreadsheet, and if you have it, it'll automatically communicate with each other. You just have to put the right formulas in there. Okay? Anyone else have a question at all? Okay, wonderful, Dan. You just sent in your email with Trade with Bobby tab. Again, I'll limit that deal, the $50 a month, to Trade with Bobby to the first 25 that want to be a part of that. So I'd love to have you a part of our room. This is what we're going to do every day. We're going to get on Zoom. We're going to talk about trades. We're going to draw support and resistance levels. We're going to look at IV. We're going to look at watch lists. And we're going to go through. We're going to put our trades in the tab. I'm going to teach you how to manage trades by the Greeks so that you can manage your risk. Y'all, there's really three things to this, isn't there? You sell premium. That's what we do. You sell premium. You manage risk, right? And you manage your trades. That's all you do. You put on trades. We wait for those to respond in a way that's going to meet our profit or loss target, or you roll the trade, we manage it, we take it off, and we put the probabilities on our side. So that's it. Thank you so much, Schreiner. Thanks so much. Thank you, Drew. How much should we have in our account? Great question. Y'all, if you don't have the money, don't be ashamed. You're a beginning trader. No problem with that. I'll show you how to set up a paper money account in Thinkorswim so that you can start trading with $100,000 of fake capital, and you'll be ready to go. If you want to trade, then we need in your trading account a minimum of $2,000. And y'all, that's on the low side, but that's the amount that you're going to need to have a small account a small margin account where you can put in some trades. But hey, we will find trades that are very small that you guys can do. I know we probably have some people in here that run the wheel where they sell a put on a stock that they don't mind holding. If the price goes up, they keep the premium. If the stock goes down, then they take assignment and they sell calls. We'll do that too. We'll sell wheels. We'll do the Black Swan hedge of Ron Burkino. We'll do the Option Alpha VIX hedge. I will show you everything that I know in trading to make you a better trader. There are things that I really don't trade. I don't trade butterflies. Now, occasionally we may put one on, but I'm not a butterfly trader. I don't do iron flies. I like doing naked puts, occasionally naked calls. We'll do strangles. We'll do some credit spreads. We'll teach you how to trade futures. We'll teach you how to hedge your portfolio with futures and micro futures. So lots of different ways to skin that cat. Okay. All right, guys. Also, final thing, what I want to do is give you my cell phone number. If any of you have a question, best way to contact me here on the farm, because we don't have the best cell phone service, but I always get the text. So I'll give you that number right now, 770-301-5304, 770-301-5304. I am a phone call away. Well, I take that back. I won't answer your calls. This may sound bad, but my grandmother passed away in 2017, and she didn't have a television. And I went to buy her television. It was around Christmas, and I was going to give her that for a present. So we drove up to my grandmother's house, and the paramedics were there, and all kinds of ambulance was there. And I go up and I go, what in the world is going on? They said, are you her grandson? I said, yes, I am. They said, sorry to tell you, but your grandmother has passed away. And I had a brand new 36-inch TV in the back of our vehicle ready to give her. I jumped in the car. I looked at Sweet Beth and I said, honey, you think Walmart will take it back and give us a 60-inch TV? Let's trade it in, pay the extra. That's what we did. We traded in Mama's TV and I got me another one. But I say that because my grandmother had voice messages on my phone that I've still not listened to this day. God rest her soul. So the best way to get in touch with me is to text me, okay? So 770-301-5304. Y'all be so good. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing you more and more. Thanks, guys.